Hi, everyone. I'm here with Dr. Gail, Galactic Conversations. I'm Val.
Yay! Thanks, Val.
Yay! And Dr. Gail, I always enjoy our backstage conversations too. So it's always fun.
And it's such amazing how much we're learning.
Yeah, really, absolutely. And we talked about last show really discovering your starseed lineage, and you had mentioned there was a great astrology person to go to that can help you figure that out. And
Right. Well, it goes into detail because it's your astrology chart about what all planets and star systems you've been on, and actually what you did on those different lifetimes. And so the name is Ursula, who has a channel, The Ascension Playground. She does those astrology chart, and the people who follow her, if you want to look at her channel, and that's The Ascension Playground. I'll type this in.
The Ascension Playground.
See if I can. It's not letting me make a comment.
Oh, here I don't
know. I have to join.
Anyway. Oh, sorry. I didn't have that. I don't know why it's set for that.
Yeah. But
ASCEN.
ASCENSION.
Playground.
And her name is Ursula. But there's other people that do it. She is just one that I know of.
I probably spelled Ursula wrong, but anyway, Ascension Playground website. You can go to that.
Or her YouTube channel.
Yeah, I love that. And Dr. Gail pointed me out that, I have this terminology that I've been using, and it's not clear to those who've not been around, this terminology. Well, so I'm going to try and plain speak it.
The thing is all of you, like you and Terry and Nancy Jean and all of you have been doing it all of your lives, and it's second nature, and you woke up practically speaking the language. Me, it's now been only 5 years. I came from that lay person, not even know what a spiritual awakening was. My friend said, "You're going through a spiritual awakening," and I'm walking away going, look, Googling it because I had no idea what it was.
Google every other word.
Yeah.
What? But I mean, you're absolutely right about that. So, one of those things is in figuring out how to determine your starseed lineage, a little gentle guide to galactic self-remembrance. You are not becoming galactic. You are remembering that you already are. One of the first things is to look for resonance, not the label. And everybody's going, resonance? What the heck? Please define that. What is that? Well, that's really look for that feeling within your heart or in your mind when you are connecting, when you're thinking of Arcturians, or you're thinking of Hathors, or you're thinking of Lyrans. What is it that comes into your awareness, and when you're reading about those starseed lineages, that you feel most drawn to? That drawn to feeling, that feeling of connection, that is called resonance. But I'm not going to be explaining all that. I'm just going to layman speak it. Because Dr. Gail's right. It'll take up too much time. No, it is really true. It is that feeling within you, that feeling that, oh man, that
you belong.
Yeah, like that feels right, or that feels like familiarity in some way. There's some reason why I always said Arcturian this, Arcturian that. Arcturian. I knew. I finally figured out that's that connection, that familiarity is telling me something. It's speaking to me. So, what do you think, Dr. Gail?
I agree, because I was the same way. Arcturian kept coming up for me. Arcturian.
Yeah.
I didn't even know what an Arcturian was. My first guide was an Arcturian,
Yeah.
And so that kept coming up to me, and that's what I associated with. So that's, I eventually found out when I found out I was a hybrid, and then when I found out that my mother had the DNA of her and my father, and then they put Arcturian DNA in there. So I had all that. And that's when I realized that, oh yeah, no wonder I feel related. Or in fact, at that time, that was my favorite spaceship to go on, was the Arcturian spaceship.
It all makes sense.
Oh, it's so beautiful, the spaceship. I love the Arcturian spaceship. I kept going on and on about it. And yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, it all makes sense now that you're looking at that. And that's a beautiful explanation of that familiarity and reason why something keeps coming up. When things pop into your mind randomly like that, or you're reading something and you just feel a drawn to that is your connection. Believe it that you have that. And so,
well, I'm going to go a little further than that.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
So when you're looking at a starseed astrology chart,
yeah,
sometimes you've had better lifetimes being a certain thing. Like,
true.
Say, for example, you had a great lifetime at being a Palladian, and you spent a lot of time on the Pallades. So you picked up a lot of characteristics from the Pallades, and you brought those characteristics to Earth. Well, your background might have been Lyran, but sometimes that personality that's out there is more Palladian, and sometimes it can be a little hard to distinguish.
That is beautiful to point out, because that is absolutely correct. We're going to reminisce and remember those places that were so beautiful and profound and we enjoyed. That's absolutely true, because that is also that harmony, that feeling of familiarity and draw to that. It really gives you that feeling in your heart that there's something that is connected to you. Yeah. So then, it's also now exploring your natural traits and gifts. And because every starseed lineage has its own signature tendencies. But, this is not a hard and fast rule.
I have thrown all that out, Val.
It's not a hard and fast rule, yes, and I totally get that, because everyone's an individual. Yeah. And they're going to show up how they show up. I mean, there's reptilians who are kind and nice.
Yes, I've been.
So you really can throw the playbook out. But in some ways, you can reflect on if you're having that deep empathy and emotional healing gifts. They're kind of pointing out that that's kind of Pleiadian, but I mean, that can be anyone.
Right.
It's hard to pinhole that, right?
For me, Palladian energy is usually sweeter or nicer than Arcturian energy. Arcturian energy is like math, science kind of
person. Really is. It is. I totally, now you're talking. That is exactly what Arcturian feels like to me. Mm-hmm. That math, science stuff, unless it's not in the emotions, but the emotions and that heart kind of thing seems to be more with the Pleiadians, for instance. And so here they have for Arcturian precise, geometrical, crystalline energy, which is kind of true. And for Pleiadian, they have deep empathy, emotional healing gifts. Mm-hmm. So then for Lyran,
it's almost like a Palladian. You want to just go up and give a big hug.
Exactly, right? It is that kind of heart connection kind of thing, and you feel that when you're having a transmission or a communication, and you're hearing one that comes from the Pleiadians, you're getting that feeling. So then they're saying for Lyran, and it is ancient wisdom, sovereignty, and leadership. So
I'm going to go talk about a little bit my experience with the Lyrans.
Yeah, what do you say?
My experience with the Lyrans, because they lost their system, their planets, because they were invaded by the reptilians, and they
Oh,
tended to go to different planets and different star systems.
yes.
They're an example of picking up the personalities of where they went to. So sometimes Lyrans to me are one of the hardest ones to distinguish who they are, because they can present as like a Palladian, a gray, a reptilian, whatever star system or whatever place they went to raise their family and things. They took on those traits. So they're my hardest ones to distinguish.
Yeah, that is kind of hard. Yeah, and you know, every time I try and connect and think about Lyrans, I'm kind of like I can't get them. Like,
yeah,
they're
not defined.
Yeah, no, I agree with you 100%. I'm getting the chills. And then they're saying Siren, strong ties to water, Sirius, or animals. So that's kind of like a random thing. I don't know. I've never.
Well, the Syrians, the reason why it's random is because there's positive and negative Syrians, almost like they are reptilians.
Yeah.
And there's so many different types of Syrians, and it's all over the place. So it's hard to focus on one. I mean, it's like the Orions are also like positive and negatives. And it's hard to pick out like, oh, you're an Orion, because you might be picking up these other traits from other places.
Yes.
So it makes it a little more difficult distinguishing that. Now, if there's somebody who feels like they're a warrior or warrior type of person, you're probably going to be looking at Orion. And being aggressive, or they could be reptilians. I find people from Orion a little more aggressive actually than the reptilians for some reason.
Really? Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Good to know. Oh my gosh. But I did hear, I mean, there are people who talk about Orion like in a troublemaking kind of sense.
They can be, they can be troublemakers, but not in general. I mean, I think that a lot of that's changed, but at one time that was very true. But there are like positive negatives, but they are on all different star systems. Everybody has that duality of positive and negatives, but Orion, and yes, it's definitely one of those.
Oh gosh, that's good to know. Good to know. And then Andromedan, they're connecting to deep dreams, astral travel, and subtle energy.
Yeah.
That hits home for you. And
Andromedans are a little mysterious because I feel like they're a little bit higher vibration than the rest of them.
Yeah.
And I see kings and queens when I look at Andromedans.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So,
and I love this because we're having this conversation, even though, again, don't pigeonhole any of these
I have to go by my own experience. I have to go by my feelings. I had to throw out that playbook.
Yeah. So, just like we say, humans, we're in these projecting down into these vehicles. We're not all the same.
No. Nope.
So, and they're saying for Orion, the light aligned, and they have in parentheses, the light aligned Orions, passion for justice, freedom, and reform. So I don't know if that hits home for you or not. I don't really know anything about Orion.
I don't know. I'm going to also go back to Sirian, the Sirius B. That's actually where our planet's becoming more like is Sirius. Is what we're imitating. So those are the positive ones and tend to have the water, beings or whales and dolphins and things like that. That are the cetaceans.
Oh, that's interesting. So here's another weird and interesting thing. They're sticking, I don't even know if I'm going to pronounce this right, Mintakan and Arcturian together, and they're saying interest in time, portals, and dimensions.
I don't know anything about that.
I don't either. I don't either.
Pass. I can't even comment on that.
But so here we have hybrid beings here on Earth, and Dr. Gail, do you know what galactic races or lineage some of the hybrid souls have or are, or is it something that we even know?
Well, we don't know all of them. There's been a lot of them that have put their hands in the gene pool.
Yeah.
But, and most people, if they're a hybrid, usually have kind of a mixture. For some reason, I don't, nor do you. We're both strictly Arcturian DNA, and I think it's because of the work we do is why that is. But a lot of the DNA can be Palladian DNA, gray DNA, reptilian DNA. It can be all those. And I would say there's probably at least 16, I could be wrong, different DNAs that have combinations with hybrids, and starseeds also.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's so interesting. I love that. I love looking at this. And so also there might be a way for you to observe in your dreams symbols and nighttime travels. If you're good at lucid dreaming or being able to remember your dreams, are you visiting ships in your sleep, seeing unfamiliar constellations or light language symbols like when you wake up or in your dreams? And I have seen those kind of symbols waking up and with my eyes open. So
I have too. In fact, I've had them run across like I had glasses on, like these X's and O's and dots and things, and I'm going,
all these things.
Interpreting that?
Yeah, and you can't, because it was streaming by so fast there was no way. But anyway, this happened to me too. So encountering beings who feel like family. That's a tough one to come. Anybody could feel like family.
Well, my experience of going to Arcturus and seeing my family, I cannot go back, because when I left there, I was crying, hysterically crying, because I had to leave them. And I didn't want to leave. So I cannot go back until I pass from this body. Because
it's too traumatic to
it was very traumatic for me to go visit them, because it was so warm and inviting, and then being in the human.
Of course, it's like being back. It's like being back home, and it's closer to the source energy of pure source. So of course you're. Yeah. Man, who would want to leave that? But that makes sense, man. Yeah, that makes me feel all warm and fuzzy. So also physical and emotional echoes. They're saying you can look at that. Certain starseed lineages carry physical and emotional imprints. I don't know about that. This is what they're offering here. Longing for home without knowing where it is.
Oh, a lot of people do that. They just say, I don't belong here. They just know they don't belong on Earth.
I hear that. Yeah. Yeah. So, and then so that's an indicator. Feeling like an outsider on Earth, like you came here. Like when I was a kid, I came here and I'm like, I remember some of my first memories are, I can't trust any of these human beings.
I have not had that experience. So many people have. Me, I felt like I belonged. I felt like I belonged to my family.
Okay.
I'm not sure why I was okay with all that. But I did not have that experience.
Oh man, I did. I came in and I'm looking around and they're all strangers to me. The mom, the dad, everyone, my sister, all strangers to me. As a little kid, 2 years old, 2 and 3, I'm having these thoughts and I'm looking around going, man, I've got to take care of myself here. This is what's going through my head.
I was the oldest child, so I guess I felt like I was taking care of the others.
Yeah,
I don't know if I had the younger one. I probably would have felt different at that time. But being the older one, I was the one taking care of the others.
Well, my sister was only a year and a half older than me, so we were more like. My
next sister was the same way, a year and a half younger.
Oh, yeah. It does make a difference.
Yeah.
And then strong childhood fascination with the stars, the sky, or imaginary beings.
Now, that was me.
I was just putting my hand up to say I fit in that category.
Yeah, that was definitely me. Yeah.
Yeah, I totally fit in that category. Because I saw beings when I was a little kid, And what I love to do, and still to this day, if there's a lightning storm, I go outside to sit and watch it and listen to it. But, I've always been fascinated with all of that. Sensitivity to sound, light, or environmental frequencies.
Well, that's very common.
Yeah.
And also, a lot of people have trouble with food, processing food, digesting the food. That's a big one.
Yeah, that is a big one. And more so even now, I find people that I'm doing work with have become so sensitive, they don't know what they can eat, what's triggering all their symptoms and all this stuff. Yeah. It's becoming more and more and more.
Okay, well, since you've been in this field for a long time.
Yeah.
In fact, Danny and I just had this conversation. Okay, because he was getting ready to eat something bad, and I was on the phone with him when he was getting ready to eat it, and I'm going, "Oh yeah, what is that study that you can do that you can change the food that you're eating, vibration of the food before you eat it?" Yeah. Now, I think I've had that discussion before, and I know the hurdle was, how do you change in your mind that it's not bad while you're eating it? But I know there's those people that can eat something bad and change the vibration and it turns good. It's nourishment. Yes. What does that feel? What is that study? What I want to study that.
I don't know what that is actually called as a study or a practice.
Yeah, does anybody in the chat know what that's called?
Yeah, if anybody knows, tell us, because what I do know is you can definitely say an intention over something like your chai tea in the morning, like I do. Program it, or I'm going to set it. You can do it multiple ways, but
I want to do it over chocolate.
Over chocolate, yes. I say yes to that. Absolutely, that is one of my weaknesses.
Does anybody know what that's called, or how we can learn how to do that?
Dr. Emoto with the water showed us how the vibration changes when you have intention toward it of a certain
right, and I've seen that and heard about it, and
yes,
but I know there's that ability of changing all the bad food we eat into a higher vibrational food with the thoughts. I mean, you would think prayer would do it.
Yeah,
but
absolutely. So I was just going down, and I'm going to say hi to everyone in a minute, and then we'll actually go to some of your questions. So I'm just getting down here almost to the end, and I hope I don't miss anyone.
Somebody can tell us what that how you can do that, change the vibration of that food.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, if somebody can mention it, they haven't.
I'm looking for Patricia. I don't see her in there today, and usually she has the answer for everything.
Oh, Diane says Orion people and Decaans can be more aggressive and hard-headed. That's what she's saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Orions can.
Yeah. So, okay, I'm down to the bottom here. Hi, Jules Niner. I'm going to say hi to everyone here in a second. And I got your question. Okay, so, man, there's a lot of chat.
It's a lot of questions.
Okay, I got like 15 questions. That's a lot. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go through and say hi there.
Diane, there we go, Diane. We can transmute the energy of the food, but I didn't know there was a study. I don't know either, Diane. How we can do it. How do we learn how to do it?
Yeah.
I didn't know if somebody we can learn or study from.
We'll have to come back and with the answer to that, or somebody Google it for us.
Teresa has something there too.
Oh, okay. I developed an RXN to corn like ISB. Oh, yeah. And if I bless spirit of corn before ingestion prior, all moves smoothly. So that's setting the intention before it shifts what that food's going to do for you. Absolutely. I know you can do that.
Okay. So Teresa, how do you shift it in your mind, knowing that it affects you like that? And it,
So believe it. How do you do it so that there isn't that kernel of doubt?
Right, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. That kernel of doubt that's sitting back in their mind, because you know that corn's going to cause IBS, but if you bless it, how did you get over the hurdle knowing that blessing changed that? So, Suzanne, the trust. Thank you. Trust.
Yeah. So, yeah, I was just getting that, Suzanne. It's really true, because you are all these things at the same time, this divine being projecting down into this avatar, but you're also the
look at Diane.
Shadow, the mind that's telling you the opposite of what you're trying to do. But you can have to, both things can exist, but you can be in that divine source space saying what you say and trust it will be so.
That ING has something else to it.
Okay. Who?
Diane G.
Diane. Let's see. Oh, yeah. I call in Archangel Zadkiel for anything transmutation related and ask the food to nourish me. Oh, that's a good one.
That is a good one.
Yeah. So because really you're taking it out of your hands in a way in which you're the greater sense of who you are.
And look at me, I'm writing it down.
Well, yeah, because it's a good one.
It's a good one. But okay, Diane, so do you normally eat pretty good anyway, or are you like a crappy eater and is always having to call on that?
My God. So who said that?
It was Diane G that said that. So I'm asking her, does she generally eat pretty good, or does she eat? Because some of the people who do that or change that they eat bad all the time, and they're always changing what they're eating.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, let me just go up here and say hi to, I hope I can get all of you really quick. Jen, I'm glad you could join us. Teresa, Anya, Patricia, Mangled Unicorn. I love that. Diane G, Patricia, Garnet, Rossi, Delphi, Sue Toppy, Wiki, and moving down.
But Diane's saying she does it when she eats ice cream and chips when she wants to, but I eat balanced food generally.
Oh, yeah. And Lauren Huntsinger, good to see you. Suzanne and Edward Kenneth, good to see you. Tea Garden Chicken, Teresa. And let's see. I think I'm pretty much, you guys are talking like AAA, good to see you. Some of these names are new to me. And Bernadette, nice to see you. Spiritual Hacks, Marby, and Faye Cole.
Yeah.
And I think we're down toward the bottom here. Repeating names. And, Amanda Carroll and Jules Niner, of course. And
there you are, Patricia.
Yeah, good to see all of you. So we're going to go, I hope I haven't missed anyone, but we're going to go into the questions portion and see if we can answer some of your questions. Gray, I see you.
Well, I'm looking at Patricia, and she's saying she eats very good still. She blesses her food and her cat's food by saying, blessed be this food for the highest and best nutrition. Anything not from my best is negated as above, so below.
Oh, beautiful. That's powerful. That's powerful.
Yeah, thanks, Patricia.
And I did turn on this chat replay. So these messages will replay when you watch this again, so you won't miss any messages. I hate it when you go back and there's where are all those messages?
Yeah.
So anyway, so that having been said, Dr. Gail and Val, Jen is asking, went through a big thing personally yesterday. I'm wondering if any guides have any messages.
Oh, Jen, you went through a big thing yesterday. I'm getting hang in there. It's going to get, that was big. I'm gonna let you, I feel like I'm pretty much too personally attached to what's going on with Jen.
Yeah. And but really they were telling me the same thing. Don't take it personally. And these kind of things happen that are sometimes triggering. that look within to make sure that you have actually gotten that kind of lesson, and you have the perspective to realize that everything outside of yourself is just reflecting back kind of a point. Is this something that triggered you and you got to evolve through it? I mean, they're saying it in a way in which you are it was not a real, it wasn't your lesson in that way. It was just a where you got to see, have I gotten through this? Am I bypassing this kind of situation again? And what's your card? Let go of the past. So it's time to envision a new story. So you're not your story. That stuff growing up and that stuff in front of you, that's a story. You're not the story. You're the consciousness, the divine source, right, Dr. Gail?
Yeah, she says she feel like she's had a release, and she's released her husband.
Yeah, exactly. It came up, and this is what's happening recently. I know this for many people, me included. All these little things are coming up, and things that trigger us to let go of something way from the past, or something that you thought you haven't even thought of for years. For you to let go of, and you don't have to ruminate over it. It just will bypass.
Jen, I went through something big on Monday. Was it yesterday? I had to do a release also. So I'm there with you.
Yeah, many of us are doing that, me included. So thank you, Jen. I hope that helps. And Teresa, thank you. Thanks, both of you beautiful souls. Just curious about my galactic children. I remember birthing two, a boy and a girl, different lives. Do you have more different?
What are you more?
Lives. Different.
Ask a little bit more, Teresa, a little more detail. Exactly what are you asking? I know you want, the confirmation is definitely a yes, but are you asking, do you have more children? Oh gosh, yes.
You're saying yes.
I'm hearing 16.
Oh, okay.
So that's what I'm hearing, Teresa, 16.
Oh,
getting a big yes on that.
Oh man, me too, definitely.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Jen. You wrote a big letter and went through 25 years of emotion. It was beautiful.
I was just going to click on that. Absolutely. I feel that for you. And it was for that purpose of just letting, very freeing. And you did that in a beautiful way, releasing. And this is the perfect time to do that, Jen. So good on you that you were able to do that.
Teresa, it's a yes.
Yeah, it's definitely, Teresa, it's a yes. And
she also has more lovers too.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they're saying that these beings are bringing hope and bringing higher vibration in to let you know that they are going to be, they are assisting everything, all of it together.
Diane Jean, you're saying 16, that's 3 basketball teams and a referee.
It is. That's a lot, right? My goodness. Yes. So thank you, Teresa, for your question. And Patricia's asking, do I have any galactic children?
You don't want to ask Patricia. Let me see. I'm pretty sure you do. Let me see.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. No, you don't, Patricia. I'm getting a no on that. There's something more to it than that. And I'm getting a yes. Oh gosh, it might take me longer to get it because it's not like you have galactic children, but there is something. They've been using your DNA.
Oh.
So why does she have actually galactic children? They're storing your DNA. I don't know why they're storing it. I think it's for future hybrid children.
Right. And you know what I'm getting? Soul group and bond. There's something about this in your genetic lineage, in your DNA. There is. So, that is.
There's something more to all of that, Patricia.
Yeah.
you might want to have to contact me, go ahead and contact me, Dr. Gail-Starseed@gmail.com. And maybe I can get some more information about that, but this is not a cut and dry answer.
Yeah, that's interesting. Okay. So thank you for that, Patricia. And yeah, so we're going to go on to Anya, who is asking, who am I currently working with when I'm sleeping? I've also been told that I've willingly gone along versus being abducted. Well, you know, this is what they say about abductions in the higher perspective, that you're always in agreement, in a soul agreement to do it. You just don't remember, because no one is abducted like some horrible act in that way. For just, it's a contracted thing in some way, even if you don't consciously understand why now. On the other side, you did when you agreed to come in, and I know some of you will probably feel like that. You don't like it and you don't agree with it if you're an experiencer who's had a hard time. But
well, I'm going to go with this, Anya, with have you been abducted? No. Was it the Greys? Yes. Did they have your best interest? Did you have an agreement with them? Yes. So you personally did not go through abductions. Now, there are Greys in our past that didn't realize humans had such emotions, and that were abductions and ignored our emotions, didn't realize what kind of effects they were having on us. But for you personally, and this was an agreement that you had with the Greys, is what I'm seeing. And I'm getting a big yes on that.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to go with that, because they're just telling you, be present and find. Then you see that eye. Be present and find clarity in the moment. So you should, if you're feeling that connection with working with beings, you know, look into that and go inside. Ask your guides and angels too about that, because you can really get a lot of answers.
You know what? You need to, sorry.
No, right.
You need to do a regression therapy with somebody like Barbara Lamb, who specializes in extraterrestrial or alien experiences. And she can bring you down and get all the information. And when I'm talking about doing a regression therapy, you are not losing control, because so many people think they're being hypnotized and losing control, which you're not. But she can bring you to that event and tell you everything or actually you'll tell her everything that happened.
Yeah, I love that idea, because it really does answer questions for yourself when you're in that regression state, and it easily comes out when you're in that relaxed state. So that's an excellent idea. Thank you, Anya. And Mangled Unicorn, can you tell me about being Arcturian? Well,
great.
They are one of the most ancient races in the multiverse. They are really overseers and guardians of, in a huge way. They are very advanced, more so than all of the other, not that I'm comparing in a level like that, but I mean, their level of perspective is so broad that you get an overview of everything from not a earthly idea.
That's okay, Mangled Unicorn. You can look up all sorts of YouTube things that talk about Arcturians, and you can Google them, and you're spelling it right, so it's easy to find. In fact, I think on my channel, some of my old videos, I talk about Arcturians. Val and I are so used to Arcturians because we are Arcturian that it's hard to talk about because of.
It is hard to talk about.
I can tell you about their spaceships. Their spaceships are beautiful for me because they're done. The colors are like blue and purple, and it has amber touches to it. it's super quiet because they're all telepathic, and when humans going on that spaceship, we sound like a bull in a china closet, and it's embarrassing how noisy we are on their spaceships. And the other spaceship is the Athena, that is an Arcturian spaceship, but it has all sorts of different type of aliens and extraterrestrials on that spaceship, so it's not quiet like specifically the Arcturians. But Arcturians to me are a little more matter-of-fact type people.
Yes.
They're, as I said, the kind of like the math, science brains.
Yes.
And Arcturians are here assisting us with ascending. The Palladians are the most prevalent. The Arcturians help the Palladians go to a different level. So the Palladians are now here helping us to go back up to a different level. But there's a lot out there about the Arcturians and their personalities and things that they do. And also, you know, as you can do this astrology, Starseed astrology chart, and it can tell you what you did as an Arcturian, what kind of lifetime. Like for me, my first Arcturian experience, I was a warrior. So I knew that part, and I've seen myself as a warrior. But there's a lot of information out there, Mangled Unicorn. As I said, you can even go to my channel and find, of course, I don't have mine categorized, which I know I should. But some of my older videos have the Arcturians on there. But there's a lot out there. You can learn a lot about them.
Yeah, that's great. It's true. There is a lot out there, and it is hard, Dr. Gail, to articulate because we don't. It's like, well, yeah, it's like this, but you don't really put
You're looking at it.
You can't put it into words. Yeah, it's not that easy. So thank you, Mangled Unicorn, for your question. And Delphi is asking same question. Do I have any hybrid children?
Going back to Mangled Unicorn, she said, I was told I've only been Earth, and Arcturus kind of shocked me, but at the same time, I wasn't surprised. Yeah. So you're like in the boat that Val and I are in.
So,
okay. So Delphi.
Let me go to, may I have a message from my Arcturian guide?
Did we answer that last one?
Did we?
No, I was still talking.
Not this show.
No, was it Delphi that was the one ahead of that?
Delphi. Yeah. That. Well, do I have any? Delphi is, do I have any hybrid children?
Yeah, I'm going to see.
Okay.
Yes, she does.
She does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And Rossi, may I have a message from my Arcturian guide?
I'll let you take this one.
Well, I'm tapping into your guide, and they're saying, dear one, welcome. Yes, it's now time for you to step forward on your divine plan path. You are channeling the Arcturian guides on your own, dear one, and we have much to share with you. Please do not hesitate to connect with us, for there are many activations and recalibrations ahead for humanity, and you have been tasked in this lifetime to bring many of those forward in an energetic form for people. So you will be experiencing downloads that involve this particular coding and codex that you will be bringing forth for humanity. Please tune in to us, and we will give you more information. But this is something that is inside of you, triggering at this time to be provided to humanity. Thank you for asking this very relevant question, dear one. Okay.
Well, I saw a comment about Jen saying that she didn't think she was smart. She connects Arcturians, but she didn't think she was smart enough. And I just started laughing. That's not true, Jen. I don't consider the Arcturians smarter than anybody else.
No. My ships are Arcturian, but no wonder I always incorporate Pleiadian designs. Oh, that was neat. That's cute. Yeah. And she says, we have one or two star systems where we always go back when we incarnate. That's probably very true. Mm-hmm. The places that we, like to go and we call home.
Yeah.
And then Bernadette is asking, any healing messages for me? I'm in so much pain.
Well, I have a Slayer Healing Center once a month. For those kind of thing, I have different guides that I bring in. I don't know if you want to take this on but anyway, I have a special show for the healing, and I bring in special guides, and I'm assisted with the extraterrestrials on healings, and that is once a month. We just had it. I think just had it last Saturday.
Yeah, and I think what they're calling in for you is the great central sun, that connection, abundance, downloads, regeneration, and success. So that regeneration, this sort of light is about cutting all those cords and all those old 3D concepts of the pain of the physical body and the things that are going on within you. All these constructs are dissolving now, so that if you now realign yourself with this stellar gateway, it is about infinite potential manifestation vortex. You will now be letting all of that go and realigning with the you, the wholeness of you, that divine source, cosmic matrix blueprint of yourself. So this is what they're saying for you. And definitely go to Dr. Gail's healing session, because that is going to really put you over the top.
Also, Bernadette, where are you hurting?
She doesn't say. Let's see.
You're from Sirius.
Go down and see if she says where you're hurting.
Yeah, they're definitely not bad. The Syrians, yes, and the reptilians, we both were talking about they're good and bad. Oh, and your spine. Okay.
My spine.
Right. Need to come to the Slayer Healing, because I am a chiropractor, Bernadette.
Oh, see?
And I can, when I have my guides with me, I have different guides and things that help me with those things and different ETs, but I do have the ability to see your x-rays.
Oh, wow. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. So thank you for asking, Bernadette. That was a great question. And then we're going to go to Anya. I think did we do Anya before?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, I think I just went up too high. Okay, here I go. Okay, I'm in the right place. So Amanda Carroll's asking more about Apollonian.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Amanda, I don't know. You're gonna have to educate us on that one.
Yeah, I don't know about that myself.
A bit more about that.
Yeah.
Instead of us answering what we're asking you.
I'm like, huh?
Is anybody in the chat that knows anything about these Apollonians?
Yeah. Apollonian, let us know.
Yeah, so I don't know. I would have to look that up. But I have not. I personally have not had any interaction with them, so I don't know, Amanda.
Yeah, we'll come back to that if we hear something from someone in the chat or yourself. Thank you for asking that.
Apollonia is a star system in the Taurus constellation.
Oh.
Okay.
It's totally blank for me. I don't know anything about it.
Neither. They're very artistic and creative beings. Okay.
Okay.
So Diane and Amanda need to talk.
Yeah, for sure. Because you if you have this knowledge, it's for a reason.
Yeah. So she's saying Amanda's saying what about it's helping her be creative.
Yes. Okay. That makes sense. Okay, good. Well, you definitely, all these beings that we work with and that we call on, these are for missions and things you do together. And absolutely, they can help you do all kinds of things like that, specific to whatever energy that you're asking for. So Jules Niner is asking, what about kids who do not remember anything of their childhood until around 8 or 10? I read somewhere they are hybrids. Changes out, weird or no. So So like a step in, walk in, or
Exactly, you got it. It's a walk in.
Okay.
Walk in.
Is that a walk-in situation? Yeah.
Soul exchange, a walk in.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
And you know, those are always contracted, everyone. This isn't an orchestrated thing beforehand. So just so you all know that somebody just didn't walk in and you're out. So
spiritual hacks. You got so much information I keep reading about. Thank you.
So then Sutafi, the cats and I, our Star Chat family, always just saying, thank you for that donation. That's very sweet. I'm now getting, that's very sweet. Thank you. And you know what? I can't believe, do we actually get down to all those questions? Oh my God.
Could not be possible.
We can't have it ordered.
Because you started 16.
You know, some of them were duplicates. And so
there's so many more come in also. We'll just eeny, meeny, miny, mo on some of them.
Yeah, let me just go down and we'll go down the live chat and we'll just start picking ones that we have not. Okay, so Pet Jeremiah, can you tell me if you have a message from my dad? He passed suddenly last October.
No, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, and he's coming right in. Boy, I'm feeling the emotion here. You know, he absolutely loved you so much, and he loves you. He's around you. I feel that coming through. And there's a sorrow from the sense that the pain you're carrying. And, you know, he was feeling drained, lacking vitality, and he had some blood issues. And so his feeling of crossing, yeah, it had to be that in that time. But now he wants you to know that as he transitioned, he just felt a lightness, all the things that may have been plaguing him. And there were things that he didn't tell anyone about that were going wrong, you know, with his body. He just he ignored things. But it really, he regrets not being able to tell you, but now he is. He's telling you, I love you. I love the time that we spent together, and I'm still here. I'm still here with you. I'm sorry that you had to go through the experience of me crossing so suddenly, but no, you know, it definitely was something that was coming on, and because I ignored too many things, is what he's saying.
Pat, I'm hearing ice cream. Why am I hearing ice cream? Did he love ice cream, or was that something y'all shared? Because all I keep hearing ice cream, ice cream, ice cream, and I can't even get past to get any more information than the ice cream.
He's saying, yes, I call on him every day. He's definitely with you. Absolutely. And so, yeah, yes, so the ice cream thing, I think he's saying.
What's the thing with the ice cream that maybe he wants ice cream, or is
he loved it.
It's almost like he's sitting there ordering it. Oh, he loved ice cream and sprinkles on it.
Oh, that must be why. So that's his verification. It's him to you.
Yeah, that's
he is here and coming through, and he's reflecting back the pain that you have from his loss, because I feel this grief in my heart so strongly, and he wants you to know, yeah, and he wants you to know absolutely 100% he is fantastic where he is, and you know, he is really sending you so much love every day. So please know that when you talk to him, he can hear you. He can hear you. Even if he wasn't right there, he will be there in like that.
And he still wants to share ice cream with you. So remember, whenever you're eating ice cream or sit down to eat ice cream, you can sit down at the table, have your bowl of ice cream, and he's sitting there with you.
He is. and he's shaking his head. And so he's got a big grin on his face, actually. So thank you for asking, because they like, he likes that you talked about him. He likes when you talk to him, so that he is still a part of everything. That is really something that's coming.
Pet, my dad passed away. We created a spot on a bench beside a river, and talked about things, talked about family, talked about money matters, things like that, everyday stuff. And I feel like this is the ice cream that he's talking about, to have this kind of ritual for y'all just to have that time just to sit down and talk.
I think that's a fantastic idea. It is. He's got a big smile on his face right now as I see him in my mind's eye. Yes, that would be great acknowledgement and sacred time to share with him. He is shaking his head. Yes, he loves it.
Speak to Bernadette a minute. Bernadette, thank you for subscribing to my channel. The Slayer Center is free. It's an hour that I offer once a month for everybody who's having some issues. It does have a lot of viewers coming in, so you will have to come in early and get your question in. But when you do enter the Slayer Healing Center, there's a blue light that's shining on everybody, everybody starts instantly healing, because it calms your nervous system down for your own body to heal itself. So just spending time in that show, in the hour, you're getting your own personal healing.
So can they still book private sessions with you on your website? Is that something you're not offering yet right now?
I don't have open sessions at this point, especially for healing sessions.
Yes.
I do help people who are having issues with aliens and trying to figure out what's going on with that. Yeah. But right now, I'm not doing open healing sessions at this point.
Okay, good to know. Okay. And one of our last question is, Maureen, may I have a message from my guides? I don't know who they are. Okay.
I'm seeing a little girl, but I don't think this is a guide. But a little girl has shown up. Who is this little girl, Maureen? Is there somebody who has passed, a little girl that was in your life? I'm getting this humongous yes on this little girl. Are you still here, Maureen?
Maureen. Let's see.
Go ahead with the guys, because I want to see what this little girl's here about.
Maureen, I'm really getting a lot of angelic energy coming in for you, but it's like Archangel Michael is like your main guy. He's like standing beside you or standing behind you. And you do have a connection to a lot of ascended masters, for instance, where you can tap in and have them work with you on different things. But it's like they're there, but you are not really conscious of it. But when you call out vocally and ask them to come and help you with something, you can Google ascended masters and see what they all do, because they all have like a frequency they come in on and help you with different things. Color, ray, frequency, whatever you want to, flavor of the month, topic that they work on. It's something that you can do and consciously ask them to come in. And I feel like you really have a big star lineage, and I feel you more galactically connected than like just the guardians and angels. I think there are actually galactic beings that are working with you. That connection feels pretty strong. So that's probably why you don't really realize it. But you can open up to that and call them in and start talking to your galactic guides. Absolutely.
Okay, Maureen, thanks. That is the baby girl that your mom lost. I'm getting that. But she's telling me she's wearing a red dress with this big red ribbon in her hair and some red shoes, a little white socks on. She's really cute. But this is really interesting. What she's saying is that she's representing your higher self. Now, why your higher self would show up as a child, I don't know, except for maybe they're wanting you to have more joy in your life,
Yeah.
play more, have fun. And I'm getting this humongous yes on this.
Yes, and that's your creative channel, that play, that childlike wonder, that excitement, and all of that energy of being in that small child. That I believe everything. It's all real.
Yeah. But anyway, that's basically what it is they were wanting you to have more fun. But she's representing your higher self, the bringing in that more fun part. I'm not sure what's going on with your Maureen, that your life looks a little structured right now, that you're needing to really look at what you're grateful for and find the little things in life to help you start opening up.
Break out of the box, because the first thing I saw in Dr. Gail, you just nailed it, is that structure. It's like, this is your life in a box, but you're going to break out of that box. You're going to expose yourself to more things. You're going to think outside the box and be outside the box and let in the new creative thoughts come in. And that's that inner child playing and curiosity of what's this and what's that. You're going to open it, and then it's just all going to break away, and you're going to have all this information coming in. So I love that. I love that. And I can't believe our time went by this fast.
It's been fast.
Everyone, thank you for joining us for today's Galactic Conversation with Dr. Gail. And Dr. Gail, as always, it's been a pleasure, and thank you for being here.
Well, thank you for having me.
It's a delight. And next time, our show will be on Dr. Gail's channel.
Right. Next month. So you all can tune into that. And thank you so much for your beautiful messages in the chat. We appreciate it. And we'll see you next time. Bye, everyone. Bye-bye.